So have you ever had that itch that absolutely will not leave you alone, like right in the dead center of your back where you just can't quite reach it? Well, guess what? Cats have those spots too, except they have an interesting way of dealing with them. Welcome to Pet Spotlight, where we're going deep on exactly why cats drag their butts across the floor, along with 10 more weird and wonderful cat behaviors. More on that butt scooting in a second, because it turns out it isn't even their weirdest butt-related habit. For example, cats love to walk over to you and present their butt in your face. Yes, your cat saunters up to you, tail raised, back arched, and proudly displays its butt right in front of you. In cat culture, turning around, lifting up your tail, and openly presenting your hind region is actually how they politely greet each other. A few butt sniffs let cats pick up clues about another cat's identity, health, state of anxiety or excitement, and other key details. Plus, cats have pheromone-releasing anal glands at the base of the tail that convey a wealth of information that cats detect with their phenomenal sense of smell. Of course, humans neither give nor especially want to receive butt sniffs in return, so feel free to skip that part, but maybe give your cat a nice butt scratch instead. But if you've ever scratched that area around your cat's tail, you might have seen the elevator butt. It's a hilarious little butt spasm twitch thing that cats do when you give them a good scratch. See, cats experience blissful sensations from having the base of their tail scratched, and some cats get so enthralled by tail scratches that they momentarily forget their voluntary muscle control. Vets liken this elevator butt reaction to when a dog's back leg starts kicking uncontrollably when you scratch that perfect spot. So back to that butt dragging on the floor. As it turns out, it isn't just a random weird behavior. Cats actually have a logical, or rather a biological, reason behind it. You see, cats are obsessively clean creatures, and they're constantly grooming themselves. A cat spends around a third of its waking hours just tending to personal hygiene. Now, as flexible as cats are, there are just some places they physically can't reach well with their tongues, like right around their tail area. Sometimes they get sticky poop residue that clings to the hair around their bottoms. So what's a cat supposed to do? Apparently use the living room carpet. By scooting their butts along the floor, cats can effectively wipe away any annoying Klingons and scratch that darn itchy spot. We certainly can't blame them for improvising with their limited options, can we? Cats may get some poop stuck to their fur, but hopefully most of it is ending up in the litter box. Have you ever noticed how cats will scratch around the litter frantically after pooping to try to bury their business? Unlike dogs, cats are obsessed with concealing their waste. Wild felines like lions evolved this habit of digging into the dirt after pooping to mask the distinctive smell of their waste from potential prey or threats. Modern kitties inherited that primal instinct, even though masking smells in your living room isn't quite as important for their survival. It does certainly help with the smell in the house, though. Alright, enough about cat butts already. Before we move on, though, a quick pause to say thanks for joining us here at Pet Spotlight, and thank you for subscribing to the channel if you enjoy learning more. Okay, have you ever seen your cat sneering at you? Their lip-curling face is sometimes called the flamen response. Flamen is a word that comes from Old German meaning to bare the upper teeth or to look spiteful. But as bizarre as it appears, your cat isn't actually sneering at you. Making this face allows cats to thoroughly process the pheromones and other scent molecules in their environment. This lip curl traps the airborne scent particles inside their mouth for a longer time. It's kind of like smelling in slow motion. There, inside their mouth, the smells can be picked up by a special scent receptor on the roof of the cat's mouth. It turns out male cats do this more, and it tends to be a response to certain smells related to mating or marking. Now, if cats smelling in slow motion isn't enough, they may like to blink in slow motion too. Cats may slowly blink in your direction with this super chill, half-asleep expression on their face. This endearing, sleepy look just oozes contentment, trust, and affection. What you might not realize, however, is that tender gaze actually has a name. It's called a cat kiss, or a slow blink, and it's one of the most precious gifts our feline friends can give. Between cats, this slow blinking signals safety, calm, and care, sort of an unspoken, "I've got your back" between cats. Cats usually only practice this slow blinking around others who they trust or view as non-threatening. So the next time you catch a slow blink, just try blowing a kiss back at your cat in return. Now this next quirky behavior centers on one thing: water. Tell me, does your cat happen to ignore their perfectly fresh bowl of water in favor of playing around with the bathtub tap or the kitchen faucet? Interestingly, experts think this obsession links back to primal survival instincts. See, moving water from streams or rain out in nature appears safer and fresher to cats compared to stagnant, motionless water sources that are a lot more likely to be contaminated. Luckily, there's a lot of easy fixes to help satisfy your cat's preferences. You can head to your pet store and look for a cat water fountain that has continual flowing water to mimic a natural stream. In my personal experience, my cat loved the fountain. Another thing my cat always loved was sleeping on my hands while I tried to work. Why in the world do cats prefer sleeping on top of keyboards over the expensive plush beds we buy them? You gotta remember that cats descended from Middle Eastern desert habitats where balancing their body temperature for lowest energy use was important. Although they're fluffy, cats actually struggle with shedding excess internal body heat. Scientists calculate cats' normal body temperature is usually over about 101 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's tough for them to stay warm enough. Cats have found lots of ways to stay cozy, like sleeping in patches of sunlight or even napping on your warm computer. You could try making a cozy warm spot nearby that might be irresistible for your cat without keeping you from getting work done. As irresistible as laptops are for cats, for humans, a cat's fluffy belly is equally hard to pass up. Nothing tantalizes cat owners more than a cat rolling over and presenting a soft belly waiting for belly scratches. But beware, this trap only leads to blood and sorrow. Your blood and sorrow. Quite simply, showing their belly displays trust among cats, but trying to pet their belly immediately betrays that trust. It's the ultimate gesture from cats of, I love you, but I'm also ready to fight if I'm threatened. So the next time your cat teases you with their tummy, you've got to exercise some self-restraint and your intact appendages will thank you later. Talking about getting mauled by your cat means we have to talk about scratch wounds. This one isn't really an odd cat behavior per se, but it's still a really common question. Why do even the tiniest scratches burn and hurt so much? Cat paws are actually just really dirty. They host an especially high load of bacteria and germs in their nail beds. So these pesky microbes trigger your immune response when they get into your skin in a scratch. So the moral of the story is, stock up on some antibiotic ointments, properly trim your cat's nails, and think twice before snuggling too close with these cuddly monsters. Another way cats show their love in an uncomfortable way is constantly licking your skin. Some cats are obsessed with lapping at our hands or our faces with their sandpapery tongues. For starters, understand that unique rough texture is actually a pretty cool feature. Cats have tiny little hooks or barbs all over their tongue that help with self-grooming and removing loose hair. Now, they might be licking you for a couple different reasons, including social bonding or even trying to claim ownership of you. You should watch this video next, where we dig deeper into the cool design of cat tongues, along with more of the top amazing facts about cats. Thanks for joining us on Pet